Hey everybody, it's your favorite Canadian info warrior back at you one more week. How do you like the shirt? Eh? Look at that. Look at that. What's not to like? So, well, if Maggie Smith was number one, Chris Christopherson was number two. Yeah, we lost Chris Christopherson this week at the age of 88. Whistler in the Blade series. Also played in... I can't think of the name of that movie now. It was listed on the article about his death. A Star is Born. That's the one. And, of course, he was better known to many of us as the Rubber Duck in Convoy. 10-7 Rubber Duck on the side. Well, so that brings me to an interesting topic. I saw a video recently this week about assisted dying. There's a company in Switzerland, was it? Or Sweden? That has made a pod where you just lie in the pod and slowly it takes the oxygen out of the air and it pumps in nitrogen, or it just takes the oxygen out and all you're left with is nitrogen. I'm not really sure because obviously our atmosphere is 72% nitrogen, right? It's only... right? 72 nitrogen, 27 oxygen. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? I don't know. Either way, they take the oxygen out of the pod. And you basically just pass out from oxygen starvation, and that's how you shuffle loose of the mortal coil. You gotta be careful because this is going on YouTube, right? And YouTube is so censorious these days. I don't know what I can say and can't say. Somebody keeps sending me messages here while I'm trying to make a video, so I'm checking just to see who it is and what they're saying. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I saw that. And I thought, am I for or against that? And I mean, the answer is obviously I'm for it because, but only to a certain degree. Like, I'm not in favor of a person ending their life in their 30s because they can't afford rent. You know, and I've heard tell of people saying that they want to do that. And I mean, to me, that just says, okay, this person needs psychiatric help. I mean, obviously this person needs money, but this person also needs psychiatric help to learn how to deal with the stress of not having the money. Unfortunately, if they can't afford their rent, they're probably going to be out on the streets. So the psychiatric help isn't all that great. Doesn't really do too much for them, does it? But I still don't think, and maybe it's because I was raised Catholic, but you're not supposed to take your own life. Catholics believe that suicides go straight to hell. Shit, I said the word. Oh well. But yeah, Catholics believe they go straight to hell. So if you're, in fact, I would think if you're any kind of Christian, you should be against that. But, like I said, I was raised Catholic, and that's what I was raised to believe. But if I were to find out that my body is riddled with cancer and there's nothing that can be done for me, I don't want to spend the next 3 to 6 months in pain or going through chemo that's not going to do anything for me except make me sick. I'd rather just, and of course that's not all that easy to do in Canada because we don't have the right to that, those certain devices. We can own them, but it's difficult. And I mean, if the RCMP ever saw this video of me saying things like that, they would never allow me to own one anyway. But the pod, well, that could be legal, right? I mean, in Canada, we have legal medical assistance in shuffling loose of the mortal coil. See, it's legal here in Canada, but I still probably can't say it on YouTube. But they've legalized that here in Canada. A doctor can assist you in that goal. Now, I'm not sure what the legalities are of this pod. But apparently, it's not really assisted because you do everything yourself. The pod is designed to do the dirty deed for you, but you don't need a doctor standing there administering anything. From what I understand with the pod, the switch is inside with you. So you get in, you seal the pod shut, and when you're ready, you hit that switch, and the oxygen starts being pulled out of the pod. And you go to sleep. And that's the end of it. I'm torn. I really am. Because, like I said, I was raised Catholic. And when I look at something like this, I have to reevaluate my beliefs. I have to determine whether or not I still believe that you go to hell for that. Do I believe that that's what's going to happen in that case? I don't know. You know, on the one hand, I would want the ability to do it myself. If I'm in that situation of facing agonizing pain and sickness for the last few months that I'm alive. But if I do believe that you go to hell for that, then I can't be in favor of it. And I'm not here to tell you which way I lean because I don't know. It's a subject that I'm really not sure on yet. You know, as you get older, a lot of folks tend to turn more towards their spiritualism and God, tend to believe more in God, tend to be more Christian, and in a way, it's genuine, you know. They really do believe that they made a mistake all these years not being so devout. Or perhaps even being atheists. But at the same time, it kind of seems disingenuous because they did spend all those years not believing. Now all of a sudden they're believing, and it's because they're more aware of their own mortality. And so they fall into the belief system because they think that that's going to give them a better ending. I hope I don't do that. I hope I've still got the stones to say no to that kind of trap. But at the same time, like I say, that's the way I was raised. And these days, I'm really not sure what I believe. So that still begs the question, do you go to hell for taking your own life? Because that's what it is. When you hop in that pod, you're taking your own life. When you flip that switch, you know full well what's going to happen next. You know that you're not coming back from this nap. So you are, with full awareness, taking your own life. And if you believe in God, God basically said that no life is yours to take, and that includes your own. So I don't know. Primarily because I don't know what I believe these days. What kind of God or gods do I believe in? I'm not really sure. I don't think any of them have got it right. But for reasons I won't get into here, I do kind of lean towards the Catholics as being the closest. But, of course, the Catholic Church is corrupt as hell. We all know that. The Catholic Church is not the Catholic Church anymore. The Catholic Church is led by Luciferians. So it's kind of hard to follow the Catholic Church. But to follow the original Catholic teachings is completely different than following the current incarnation of the Catholic Church. I don't know. So what do you think? Is it okay to take your own life? Is this pod a blessing for us? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Are we all going to go to hell if we take the pod ride? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. And get in an argument with Gary. Okay. God's willing, Daffy Duck willing. We'll see y'all next week. Ciao for now.